So today we are going to discuss about the one of the experiment from heat transfer operation, that is calculate heat transfer coefficient in natural convection. The practical significance of this experiment is heat transfer by convection is due to fluid motion. Cold fluid adjacent to a hot surface received heat
Yes,
is
sir.
imparted to the bulk of the cold fluid by mixing with it. Free or natural convection occurs when the fluid motion is not implemented by mechanical agitations. The main objective of this experiment is to calculate the heat transfer coefficient under natural convections. So we have already discussed the convection phenomena under theoretical part, that is the rate of heat transfer or the heat transfer operations from one point to another point or from one body to another body by mixing of cold and hot fluid. So if the convection occurs on the basis of density difference, then it is called as natural convection. So to calculate the heat transfer coefficient of this natural convection, we have to conduct this experiment. The relevant program outcomes are the basic knowledge, that is apply knowledge, of basic mathematics, science, basic engineering to solve the chemical engineering problem. Then experiments and practice, plan to perform experiments and practices to use the results to solve technical problem related to chemical engineering. Then engineering tools, that is apply relevant technologies and chemical engineering tools with an understanding of the limitations. And ethics, apply ethical principles of commitment to professional ethics, responsibilities and norms of the practice also in the field of chemical engineering. And the communication, that is communicate effectively in oral and written form. So all these are the relevant program outcomes. So in this experiment, while conducting the experiment, while learning experiment, while understanding the experiment, while applying the actual skills, we have to use this program outcomes, we have to achieve this program outcomes. So we have to use the mathematical knowledge, basic mathematical knowledge, basic science knowledge, basic engineering knowledge, some ethical principles we have to follow, some engineering tools can be used to understand the limitations of this particular experimental setup of or the limitations of some of the tools, and we have to plan the experimental practices and the sequence of this experiment, and then we have to communicate all these things to the team members, to the staff member effectively with the help of oral or written communication. Then competency and practice skills, use heat transfer principles to increase the efficiency and to save energy in chemical process plants. So in the previous experiments, we have already discussed about this, how to save the energy, how to reduce the energy consumption with the help of some equipments. Now we are using the natural convection equipment. Then we have to measure the temperatures for the calculations purpose, for the result and conclusion purpose. Then we can use these thermocouples, RTD, etc., different temperature measuring devices to record the temperature. And we have to use this voltmeter and ammeter to measure the voltage and current, because we are supplying the heat in terms of electricity, and this electricity can be measured in terms of voltage and current. Then relevant course outcome, apply the concept of convection to operate the heat exchanger. So we have to use the knowledge, that is concept of convection, types of convection, and this knowledge can be applied to operate this heat exchanger. Then practical outcome, use natural heat convection equipment to calculate heat transfer coefficient. So our main aim is to calculate the heat transfer coefficients. So we have already discussed in the theory that the heat transfer coefficient is the new terminology incorporated in the convection part, because we are using the thermal conductivities and other parameters in the conduction parts. But when we are dealing with the fluids, that is with the liquids or gases, then we have to use the heat transfer coefficient instead of the thermal conductivity and thickness parameters in the formula. So in the Fourier's law, that is Q equal to minus Ka dt by dx. So we have to replace this K by x with the help of some constant, and that constant is nothing but the heat transfer coefficients. So normally it is indicated by small h, that is individual heat transfer coefficient. If it is for the overall process, then it is indicated by capital U, that is overall heat transfer coefficient. Then relevant affective domain related outcomes: follow the safe practices, practice good housekeeping, and maintain tools and the equipments. Then the minimum theoretical background required for this experiment is, we must know the convection phenomena, that is the heat flow mechanism in fluid is due to convection. Convection is the transfer of heat from one point to another point within a fluid by mixing of hot and cold portion of the fluid. It is classified as free and or natural convection and forced convections. So we have already discussed that if the heat is transferred in the fluids with the help of density difference, then it is called as free or natural convection. If the heat transfer is done by incorporating the external agency, that may be a agitator, that may be a blower, that may be a fan, etc., then that external agency covers or drives that particular heat transfer operation, and that is why it is called as forced operations, because we are forcing that a particular heat operations to occur, and we have to use the mechanical agency like agitator, fan, blower. When the circulating currents arise from the heat transfer process itself, that is from the density difference, it is called as the natural convection or free convection. When circulating currents are produced by an external agency, that is by the pump, fan or blower, then it is called as forced convection. And the fluid motion is independent on the density gradients. In the free or natural convection, that is totally depend on the density difference or density gradient. In the external agency, when we are using the external agency as pump, blower, fan, then the fluid motion or the heat transfer operation is independent on the density gradients. So for the more rate of heat transfer, we have to use the forced convection as a phenomena in the industries. Then the forced convection is more rapid and is more common, right? So we have already discussed these things, that is Q equal to K dt by dx. Now it is replace this K and x by h. So it is called as heat transfer coefficient. So h is called as film heat transfer coefficient. The value of h depends on the various properties of the fluid, that is linear dimensions of the surface and fluid velocity. So this h can also be defined with the help of this formula, that is Q upon A delta T. So Q is the rate of heat transfer in terms of watt, A is the area of heat transfer in terms of meter square, and delta T is the temperature gradient in terms of Kelvin. So the unit of this H becomes watt upon meter square Kelvin. So this is the simple picture which is showing that natural convection occurs. So normally, if in the beaker or any pot, if the fluid is present, and if you are going to heat this bottom of this flask, then the molecules which are present at the bottom of this flask are heated, and due to this heat or absorption of heat, the density of these molecules are become lesser as compared to other molecules, and if the density is less, then it is going in a upward direction. If the density of the molecules are higher or heavier than other molecules, then it is going to the towards the bottom side, and likewise these natural currents are occurred. So this, due to this natural currents of this convection, it is called as convection phenomena, that is natural convection or free convection. So this is the one of the experimental setup. We are going to show the actual experimental setup which is we have to use for recording the observations. Now the resources used for this natural convection or free convection apparatus setup, the apparatus as per the ASTM specification, then one tube is required. Normally it is a copper tube having diameter 38 mm and length 500 mm. So these dimension may be vary in case if your experimental setup is different. Then there is a requirement of duct, because for the natural convection to create the convective currents, we have to use this duct as a space or a media. So normally it is 20 mm by 20 mm by 0.75 meter. Then thermocouples are required, that is 8 thermocouples are required to measure the temperature of all the points which are located at the different points on the tubes, because we have to measure the temperature of the tubes at various locations. Then dimmer stat, so we have already discussed this dimmer stat in the composite wall and emissivity apparatus. So for supplying the heat, for supplying the electricity, for adjusting the voltage and current, we have to use this dimmer stat. So the technical specification is 2 ampere and 260 volt. So this is the requirement of the experimental setup for the natural convections. What precautions to be followed? Keep dimmer stat 0 position before switching on the heater. Then operate the changeover switch of the temperature indicator gently from one position to another. So for measuring the different temperature, we can use this knob or the button for changing from 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 8. So we have to record these 8 temperatures. Then what is the procedure? Switch on the supply, adjust the dimmer stat to obtain the required heat input. So we have to decide and adjust this dimmer stat and decide the voltage, and current is going to change accordingly. Then wait till steady state is reached. So we have already discussed this steady state temperature. If the temperature is not changing with respect to time, then it is called as steady state temperature. So for recording the temperature readings, we have to wait for this steady state temperature. Then measure surface temperatures at various points, that is T1 to T7. Note the ambient temperature, that is T8. So these T1 to T7 temperatures are the surface temperatures of the copper tube, and T8 temperature is the ambient temperature. Then repeat the step 2 to 5 for different heat inputs. So if you want to change the voltage and if you want to observe the different temperatures, then we can use the step 2 to 5 repeatedly for various inputs of these voltages, right? Now we will check what exactly the apparatus is. This is the actual experimental setup for the natural convection. Heat transfer in natural convection. So as per the previous discussion, and the control panel is near about same. So this is temperature indicator, that is RTD-PT100 type. This is voltmeter to measure the voltage. Then this is dimmer stat to increase or decrease the voltage. Then this is ammeter to record the current. This is fuse. Then main supply indicator. Now the main supply is on. This is the knob where we can change the RTD readings. So now here it is 1, and this is the heater. So if we start the heater, then the experiment will start. So before starting the actual experiment, I will show you the setup. So this is the bottom side of this duct. So here it is a open duct from bottom as well as from the top. Now here the copper tube is placed in this duct, and now you can observe the duct again here. So here also it is a open duct, and these wires are nothing but the wires for recording the temperatures for different locations. So these white strips indicated the location at which we have to measure the temperatures. So these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. So there are 7 strips, 7 wires. It means there are 7 RTD which can measure the temperatures of the surface of the tubes, and 8 thermocouple is attached to the duct which is not located on the tube. So that 8th temperature is the ambient temperature or the duct temperature, right? So I'm going to start this heater now. So before starting, you can understand this dimmer stat location. Now I will increase the voltage. So for this practical, for this first reading, suppose if I want to set the voltage as 70, then accordingly the current is also going to change. So 70 voltage and current is approximately 0.597, and after steady state temperature we can record the temperature readings. So this is the first reading, and this RTD knob clearly showing that one number. Now I am pressing this, so it is 2. So the temperature of 2 is 25.9, and likewise we can change this RTDs 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So now this is near about same temperature because we have just started this experiment, but after 1.5 hour or 2 hours, so we have to observe the readings, these temperatures. If these temperatures are not changing with respect to time, then the steady state will achieve, and after this steady state we can record this 8 temperatures, that is 7 from the surface temperature of this copper tube and 8 is the ambient temperature, right? So we will record this temperature and we will discuss the calculation, result and conclusion part thereafter.